Welcome to the Get Your Ring Summit, to the topic How to Be Loved and Wealthy with Shahrzad, my beautiful coach. I'm actually a private client from her, like coaching and mentorship client. And yeah, please introduce yourself briefly, Shahrzad.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, my love Ellie, for having me. I'm so excited to be here. Get your ring summit. I mean, this is like all the vibes, all the perfect vibes for, I know the women that their hearts are soaring for having the relationship, having the type of proposal and love that they've always desired. As Ellie said, my name is Shahrzad Parandeh. I'm a certified dating and relationship coach, and I'm also a trauma-informed practitioner. And since 2017, I've been in the world of coaching, helping women, hundreds of women, to be able to have the relationship of their dreams. And since 2022, I've also been helping women to create the totality of the life that they want, the money, the wealth, their desires, really going for everything that they want. Because I found that when our life is so full of love, when we get the relationship that we always wanted, and that's the core of what I do, I love that about what I do, is that as women, we are going to desire more. We're going to want more. We're going to want to create more beauty and have options and have and really live our lives to the fullest. So I've been helping women to do that as well. And it's been just an incredible journey because as we will go into this conversation, I'm really passionate about women who just unapologetically go for having everything that their hearts desire.
Absolutely. And I love that about you so much. I remember my own journey, even in the private coaching, where I was myself battling those challenges of, can I have it all? Like a really successful business and the love and also overflowing money, right? Like how many times did I bring up the topic of like, can I really have it all? Health, and then not
Mhm.
only all, but like overflow of all. So Shahzad is literally the embodiment of that. And I'm just so privileged and lucky that I'm able to work with her running directly in the group. And yeah, let's talk about having it all. Why do you think it's so important for women to not limit themselves and to have it all, to have the love and to have the wealth and
Mm,
anything else they want?
mm, mm. This is a conversation that I think since beginning of time when it comes to women, there has been this conditioning that we have to choose. We have to choose whether we want to be loved or we want to have a career and a business that is going to be profitable. Then one will get into the way of the other, especially when it comes to women who desire to have the type of a relationship with a man that is a provider, that is a protector, that somebody is contributing for a relationship in terms of money and all that energy, that women get really scared because they think that, well, if I start to make a lot of money, then what's going to happen? Is it going to be that now he's going to expect me to put in the 50%? Is he going to expect me to now baby him and provide for him? Is the romance going to die? Is all that stuff that comes with that narrative, that I either get to have love or I either get to have money. I either get to be, this trophy wife that gets to spoil and gets to have all the beauties that a woman who's loved and cherished by her man gets, or I get to be this independent CEO woman, this go-getter, this lawyer, this doctor, whatever it is, and I have to do. And if I'm going to ever have to have a relationship, that means I'm either going to end up with a feminine energy man or a man that I'm just not going to have that spark in attraction, and it's not going to be nice. And this was something that actually I also believed. And it's not something that is like dictate. Sometimes it is like they say that you're either gonna have love or something you're gonna be have wealth. And sometimes it's modeled for us. So in my own personal life, what I observed in my parents' relationship, because those are usually our caregivers are the role models of the feminine and the masculine, what's possible and what's not possible, because who else is going to show a child what's possible other than the people who are directly raising them? So what I saw was that for the first 14 years of my life, when we lived back home in Iran, that's where I'm originally from, my mom was a homemaker. My mom was the one that took care of everything very in the beautiful journey of motherhood, and my dad was the provider. My dad was taking care of everything. Now, when we moved, and everything was good, everything was in a balance in our relationship, in our household, most of the time at least. But then when we moved to Canada, as immigrants, as people know that, when you go into a country that there is, the difference between the value and the currency and all of that, the lifestyle that we had, my mom had to start to work. My dad and my mom, they were both working, and my mom, she really went for it. She started to work in a very very little income. What do you call it? The basics of getting the minimum wage. But then she would also at night read and study to become a real estate agent. After a couple of years, she started to make a lot of money. She started to actually out earn my dad and provide a life for us that was, pretty good. I'm not saying we were rich or anything when I was teenagers, but it was okay. But then what starts to happen was that because my mom didn't have the relationship skills, that it was in her head that the person who has the money gets to make all the shots. He or she is all the decision maker. Now she started to do things in her relationship that really came from a place of, to my dad, that your voice doesn't matter anymore because I make more money than you. Your voice doesn't matter. I make all the decisions. I make all the shots. If I want to remodel the kitchen, I will. Even if you don't like it, that's too bad. So then in my head, and we always make things mean something, was that that's what started to happen. But now they start to fight. Now they start to always argue. Now in my head, it's like, okay, so once a woman starts to make money, she loses love. Once she starts to have the things that she can create for herself, then problems occur. So you either get to be really rich and have the money and remodel the kitchen the minute that you want to, or you shouldn't be making money and you should just go with it. What my mind didn't put the two and two together was that it wasn't money's fault. It was the story that we start to tell ourselves, that money will make me a more powerful one in the relationship. And before, when I felt like I had no voice, now it gives me the voice. Instead of saying that money, you have to learn in your relationships how to communicate, how to actually stay in your feminine power, in your, not that you don't get to use the money for the things that you desire, but that doesn't mean that now you start to act in such a way that emasculates a man and makes a man feel like he is no longer worthy, or his money doesn't matter anymore because you're making all the money. So that was some deconditioning that I had to do within myself, because it started to play out in my life. When I started dating, I was always trying to either find men who made more money than me, and I would always subconsciously keep myself more poor than them. I would go for things that it was all in my conditioning to think that I shouldn't be making more money because I'm not going to get loved by them. Or when I did have more money than a guy, then I would be in my masculine energy. I would be taking care of him. I would be providing. And that never ended up making me have any sort of the relationship that I wanted. So I had to go through it all because there was a part of me that was always intrigued, because there were role models outside of me, that I would see that women that are truly making a lot of money and their husbands still adore them, and their husbands still provide for the house, and she gets to use her magic money for the things that she desires. But it doesn't mean that now he's just a own body. Now he just sits home and do nothing. And I think that once women realize that that is the possibility and you get to have it all, you get to not keep yourself poor just because you think that that's what's going to get you love. But what if you allow yourself and really be unapologetic about it, that would it feel like, what would it look like if I actually had it all? What would I actually want? What would I actually desire? And then our work begins there.
So beautifully said and explained. Thank you so much. Yes, definitely. We get to have it all, and I'm 100% sure my audience can resonate. Like my women want to have it all as well, the success in their career, having the wealth and the money, and love, wealth, money, and love. All right. So, what should a woman do when she is actually knowing what to do? She studied what to do in terms of money, she studied the rules in terms of dating, but she's still stuck. Like, she is still facing the point of contrast. She's still not attracting what she wants. What
Hmm.
would your suggestion be? Where to look next? Like, because she just knows everything now, but her reality isn't changing.
Right. That's a great question. So when it comes to knowing things, we live in a world now, very, very fortunate that all the information is in our fingertips. We can read, we can do programs, we can just read, watch YouTube, and you know the rules of dating, you know the rules of how to make money. Now with TikTok and all this, like everyone can just make money, no problem whatsoever. But there's a difference between information in our head and then what our bodies feel safe with. As women, the most important thing that in our nature is desired is feeling safe in our body, within ourselves, within our nervous system, what we desire the most. Why do we want a provider and a protector? Is because we want to feel safe. We want to feel, when we feel provided for, I'm not in the need of going and get things for my kids and for my family. I feel safe. When literally there is this man that is going to, whether it is physically protecting me or emotionally protecting me or making sure that I'm already always okay. Why is it? Because we want to feel safe. And there is still a narrative going on, and it might not be so much in your head, but there is still that feeling of feeling unsafe to either with the masculine in general. So if you know the rules of dating and you're still struggling to attract a masculine energy man who is a provider and a protector, is that because there is a part of you that is not feeling safe with that. So you're more most likely more trusting yourself than you can ever trust a man. That if you actually surrender and let go, you feel like what he's not gonna get it done, he's not gonna give it to you. So you step into your masculine energy, you go into the doing, you subconsciously start to do things in a relationship that gets you into that masculine energy role, and then he goes into the feminine energy, and you can trust that he can be that. And the same thing goes with money. When it comes to, I was just having this conversation with one of my private clients as well, is that, women go for manifesting money. They're like, I've got it. Okay, I'm going to be thinking this way, and I'm going to really focus on gratitude and all of that. And then they say, okay, by next month, I want to make, I don't know, $20,000. I want to make $20,000, and I'm going to think it and I'm going to feel it. And it's been 1 week, nothing has come in, it's not working. Oh my God, what do I need to do? Okay, let me do something else. Oh, it's been now 2 weeks, a little bit, maybe $1,000 has come in, but it's still $19,000 short. So as time goes by, they go into, okay, now what do I do? Now, what else can I do? So they go right into the doing part, right into, not that I don't believe that you obviously have to take actions, but there's a difference between you taking actions in a way that is inspired and it feels good and it feels right, as opposed to an action you're taking because you no longer trust that what you did was enough, or the universe is going to bring you the money that you want. So we know things on a head level, but when it comes to putting it in action, soon we lose trust. Soon we go right into fear. We go into the doing, and then that kind of, well, signals to the universe, no, I don't really trust you. To the energy of the masculine, no, I don't really trust you. And how can we ever be an energetic match for abundance, for overflow, for love, if I don't even trust that it's going to happen? And the only way that I'm going to trust it is that the minute I decide, it's going to come. And if it's not coming right away, it means something is wrong, something is not working. That's the main issue here.
Thank you so much for explaining. So amazing explained. And I remember one time I was on our call asking you, how does it feel to be actually to run a seven-figure business? Like, how does that feel? And I remember you told me such a good embodiment question, right?
Yes.
Embodiment question. So why do you think is it so important to have the right embodiment in order to attract what we want? So the embodiment is kind of like being the person who is a match for that, right?
Exactly. Exactly. I always used to, yeah, like to use the example of, you can read about swimming all you want and know all that information about it, but when you get into the water, do you actually know how to swim until you actually start doing it? When you actually are already in it. And that's what a lot of us tend to do when it comes to wanting to be a millionaire, wanting to meet a millionaire, wanting to get the ring, is that we know the things inside of our head about it. And we think that just having that information is going to give me the transformation. And you're not going to be a swimmer by just reading about it. You have to actually swim. And then there will come a time that you're not thinking about swimming, you're just swimming. But in order to go from the information to being transport of that embodiment, there has to be that practices that start to happen. And that's what life does to us. So in the moment of a man coming towards you, wanting to be with you, how receptive are you to it? A lot of us know that you need to be able to receive from a man, receive from a place of joy. Or when a man pulls away, that you don't panic, that you don't go on and chasing him. If a man is breaking your boundary, then you don't loosen your boundary. But when it comes to actually being that woman that does it, in order for it to be very natural, they don't take the actions in the middle. Then they expect just by knowing it they should be already being that person, and that's really unfair. You know, a lot of people, you hear them on the internet when they say that, you know, it's easy, making $10,000 is easy, making $50,000 is easy. And when somebody who's making $1,000 hears that, they're like, it is not easy. It's so mean to say that. Yes, it's easy for them because they have done the transformation. It will become easy once you get there. But the expectation for you to know something and then for your life to be changed immediately is unrealistic. And I think that it sets us up for failure, because we have this unrealistic, because we look at someone who is swimming easily, but they didn't see the time that they went to the cocoon. When they were a little caterpillar, they didn't see their transformation, that they actually went in there, did the work, did what they needed to do, practiced it when things were even hard, and now it has become much easier for them. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing. And one more memory I just have is like Shahrzad was telling me that she's always so proud of me that my reality actually changes. Like when she coaches me, I implement that coaching, but also my reality is changing. And the reason why my reality is changing is because I actually mastered her tools in her program she's relaunching, Masterpiece in the Making. So I'm actually working with my subconscious. But we're gonna talk about this in a second, ladies. But before we go there, One more thing that I also wanted to share is that whenever I have a problem and I talk to Shahrzad, yeah, she tells me like her coaching, and I'm so grateful for that. But then I already know this since many years. I cannot stay stuck in the reality and identity where I am. Maybe the reality is still showing me the point of contrast, but I already inside am stepping into the future. I'm already feeling, breathing, eating like the new identity of me who has the opposite. And I, by the way, love that example that you brought in your own event that you're running right now. So, by the way, Shahrzad is running currently an event that's called Cherished and Wealthy, right? So, you can also check out her social media and YouTube for that. I will link that definitely. Um, but I love that example of the supermarket where women kind of like focus on what they don't want. Would you like to share that example? It's so funny, but so relatable.
Yes. Well, before saying that, I just wanted to reiterate because it is very true that working with you, Ellie, my love, you are somebody that has it's very you get results pretty damn quickly because you actually put things into practice. And I think that that is the part
Yeah.
that's so important because people think that they can just buy a program or work with a coach and their life suddenly changes. But no, it won't, because again, I can talk to you about swimming and you're not going to go swim. We actually have to go in the water. And that has definitely been the case with you, Mila. We talk about it, you implement it, you go swim, and then you become a gold star swimmer.
Yes, the combination of the tools from your masterpiece in the making program plus taking the action really changed the reality and give me the results
For
definitely.
sure, for sure. And yes, so yesterday I was talking about this example that, a lot of us, we have these desires. We want to meet the love of our lives. We want to make a lot of money. And we know what we want. And it's almost like you're going grocery shopping, you have your list of 20 items that you want on your list. And then when you go to the grocery store, you go to the person working there and you start listing out everything that you don't want. There is 50, 100,000 items in that grocery store, and you're going to start naming all the things that you don't want, and the person is going to look at you like, you're a crazy lady. Just tell me, what is it that you want? What do you want? Why are you talking about all the things that you don't want? Why are you talking about pickles? You don't want pickles when you want apples. Why are you telling me you don't want coconuts when you want olive oil? Just tell me, what is it that you want? And we tend to do that, don't we? Women come and they say that I don't want to feel like, I don't want to feel like I'm not worthy. I don't want to feel like I don't matter. I don't want to feel like I every month money is tight. And not just that they are saying that, but that's what they are feeling every single day because they don't want to feel those feelings. They keep on fighting with those feelings, which ends up them focusing on those feelings. And because the universe does not speak English, does not speak German, it doesn't speak anything other than what your energy is saying, which is what it's focusing on, it's going to give you more and more and more of that. So the more in your manifestation world you're focusing on what is it that is missing, what is it that you don't want, what is it that is you want the manifestation so you wouldn't no longer feel that way. What you're doing is literally talking about the 50,000 things that you don't want to get to where you want. You're going to get there probably one day, but my God, it's going to take you a hell of a lot longer than if you actually let yourself be in an alignment with what you want by focusing on the energy and the thoughts and the feelings that will going to get you there.
Thank you so much for sharing. So for the woman that already has the knowledge and the woman that is trying to take action, but she still feels stuck because the subconscious inner work is missing, what steps do you advise her to take, and what program of yours is the best for this type of woman who wants the love, who wants the wealth, and she's trying already, but things are just not moving?
Absolutely. So the very first step that I want anyone who's going through that, is that you're okay. You're not doing anything wrong. You're not bad, because that's the other thing that we do. like I said, we put our desire, we think that if we were going to do it right, then it should come immediately, it should come tomorrow. And if it hasn't, it means that this is not working, I'm not doing it right, something is wrong, give me something else to do. So that part of growing up, and I needed to go through that as well, because somehow I read The Secret and I said, I'm just going to visualize and it's going to come. And if it's not, I'm doing it wrong. Not realizing that it is the work of the manifestation. The universe is not working based on your timing. The fact that you put a time there and you say that it has to happen by that, you're immediately going to connect to the lack part of it. That if it doesn't, then it means this. And the universe is that, oh, seems like you want lack and urgency, so I'm going to give you more lack and urgency because that's what you've been focusing on. So first and foremost, know that you are becoming a woman that is manifesting. You are learning how to swim. And just by reading it, it doesn't mean that you have to become an Olympic medal gold medalist. In order for that to happen, it's not supposed to be easy immediately. It's gonna get easier, just like whatever you have mastered. The first time when you were a little chicken and you started trying to start to walk, you didn't just get up and start like walking, struttering around. You had to learn, and now you don't think about walking. It has become a part of you. And the whole part of the manifestation, becoming wealthy, becoming loved, is a transformation that it becomes a part of you. And that's why Masterpiece in the Making, that you mentioned, is the name of the program, that you are a masterpiece, but you are in the making of it. And this program is the collection of all the inner work that I've done over the years on myself, to become the woman that gets to have it. And it is a journey that I continue to go through, because I'm not even close to where I want to be. And that's the thing, even having the relationship of my dreams, the business of my dreams, the house of my dreams, all of that is great. And I'm so grateful for it. And there is more. There is more that I would love to experience in this life. And that's what a woman does. Feminine is so connected to the desire. And so I need to keep on expanding. But Masterpiece in the Making, the focus on that is to make you connected to that power within you, so that the work becomes you, that you are every single day, as time goes by, you're becoming. And we do work, we have sessions, live sessions, and we also have healing sessions, because there is a part of the work that it's not about talking about it and changing your mindset. It is about what is inside of you, those energetics that have been stuck, the energetics that over the time that, the trauma that you've gone through, or whatever that has happened to you, that your body still behaves a certain way. And by body, I mean it contracts, feels unsafe in the presence of a masculine, it feels unsafe. You self-sabotage when you're just about to break free. All that stuff is because those are the healing sessions that we're going to be working with, and we are actually starting next week. So I'm really excited about that, and of course so happy to have you there as well.
Yes, I'm definitely joining the second round. And for you ladies, I will drop the link to check it out underneath this video. And this work is just life-changing. I wouldn't be there where I am without this work. Those tools and the subconscious work is the number one thing that I'm doing. Actually, it is 90% of the things that I'm doing. And I brought myself to the habit to not take action, like real masculine action of even like posting a post or going on a date before I have made sure that I have done this program over and over again. Why? Because if I don't work with my subconscious, and even if I go on a date or I start talking to clients, I'm gonna attract what I don't want. What we talked before about, that we don't attract what we want, we attract who we are. So I always, always, always go first to the foundation, become the woman that is a match to what I want, and then take literally minimum action and have the results. So this is magical work, life-changing, and you get to use that tools for all life areas, and this is how you get to have it all. Because yes, it is the combination of becoming who you are, the energetic match of that, and taking action, but really who you are is the foundation.
Could have not said it better. You're absolutely right. And I love that what you said is that I don't even touch my anything money related. I don't touch my credit card if I'm not in that energetic space. I don't look at my bank account. I don't look at my phone. Anything that I do has to come with the right energetics because I know the power of it. And that's why you also are getting the results that you are because you really are in tune with the foundational work. So your actions, like I said before, it's not coming from a place of fear. It's not like, oh, now, well, universe, you're not providing. I guess it's all on me now. Let's go. Let me make 55 more posts to make sure that people see it, make sure people are going to buy, or make sure the guys see me. I need to take 500 selfies and send it to him to keep his attention. All the fearful, driven from a place of scarcity is what's going to lead us down the wrong path, but that's not what we do here.
Yeah, absolutely. Life-changing work. So if you are a woman that is ready to become a match for your biggest dreams and desires, please check out this program. Again, I'm in it too, this time again, because, you know, there's always a next level. I need to become also the next level of me, of the woman that is a match of my next level desires. So I'm gonna see you in there. We're gonna go through that together. And ladies, check it out. The link is gonna be in the comments or in the description box. So, Shahrzad, thank you so much for joining my summit. I feel so honored and blessed to have you here and to have you in my life. Thank you so much. Is there anything else you would like to share at the end?
Well, first and foremost, it is my greatest pleasure, my love. You know that anytime that I get to be around you, talk with you, whether it's in our coaching or whether it's here, it's my greatest pleasure because you're
Oh,
just
thank you.
a beacon of light, and your clients, people around you see your light and your power. So it's my
Thank
greatest
you.
pleasure. And I would say to your beautiful audience that there's a reason you're attracted to Ellie, to this work, and there is a reason that your soul, your heart has led you here. And I want you, just like we were talking about, whatever action you're going to take, whatever you're going to do it from the place of trust. Do it from a place of knowing, not from a fear of missing out, but because this is right for you. This is your next version of evolution. And you're always with that mindset, with that energy, you're always going to win. You're always going to get to where you want, but we just got to get the energetics right. And that's what we're going to be doing here.
I love that. Yes, absolutely, ladies. If this feels right to you, just tune into yourself. If it feels right, go for it. But absolutely, just getting yourself into the right energy of, yes, this program is made for me, and I'm ready to become the woman that is cherished and wealthy. Okay. Thank you so much, Shahrzad, for joining. And thank you, everybody, for watching. And I see you soon.